Yo, what's happening? Back with another morning car vlog. Oh, love that shit, eh?
You now rocking with the best.
Yeah, just finished up in a cafe. Caught up with a landscaper guy, so this is all rapid QS stuff, but real interesting young guy, about my age, 31, crushing it. He's done probably 3 or 4 decent QS reports with us, but now he's sort of getting to the point with his business where, you know, he's starting to grow, he's doing more jobs, and I just had to catch up with him and was just going sort of through like his strategy of how he can reduce his time every week from going, you know, doing 10 to 15 hours of pricing. The way I spoke to him about it was, you know, how much money does your business make a month? What are the tasks that are most important to you? So like the 80-20 rule. What enables your business to make the most money? And it definitely wasn't pricing. It's when he's running the teams, hiring new guys, looking at new jobs. So it's always good to, you know, when these guys are buying these QS reports off us, it's cool to get an understanding of like where they're at with their business. You know, he used the word, he's at a bottleneck, and I was like, ooh, what can we do as like a strategy thing? Like, because I remember I've been in bottlenecks before when I was running Baker's Builds, and it was tough. So many bottlenecks there. So I feel like I've got a fair idea of how I could help him make a few different plays, shift his headspace of what he needs to be doing, because he thinks he needs to be doing all the pricing. But I'm like, bro, if you've got an admin person, they can request all the information when a new lead comes in, send it to Rapid QS, we can do the pricing, send it back to her in your format, send it out, and you won't even be touching jobs under 70 grand. You'll just be seeing the numbers come in, and then he can just focus on one meeting at the end of the week with his admin lady. Hey, how many inquiries did we get? How many quotes did we send out? How many jobs did we win? And then he can always just be looking at that percentage. Instead of doing the first inquiry call, he can do a 20-minute call with his assistant, tell her to pre-qualify them, ask the 10 questions, get the information off them, send them off to Rapid QS. We do the pricing, send it back, and then do the follow-up process with the client. So that's real interesting. Love looking at that kind of stuff, you know, and if we can help him go from, you know, closing 10 jobs a month to 18 or 20 just by adding a few tweaks, and he reduces 10 hours of his time, that's a huge win for him. You know, he wants to do other ventures and do other things, so yeah, that was cool. And then just had one of our junior QSs come in, ex-builder. Love hiring ex-builders, man. Real good common sense, real good at what he does, just helping him like tweak his sheets. So he's been with us for probably 3 weeks now, and I'm just reviewing all his small jobs, all the jobs that I used to do for my small retainer clients within Rapid QS, and sort of getting him up to tweaking those and changing them and making sure they work well. So just spent like 45 minutes with him, made a phone call to a client on the phone while he was listening on speaker. I feel like that's always been a real good way to learn. Like, there's somewhat saying your boss telling you what to do, or, you know, whatever job or industry you're in, but when you physically hear it from a client on what they want, it probably hits a lot better. So, you know, he just gave me a few ideas and tweaks of what he wanted to see in the report and how it was different. And when Matt heard that right on the phone next to me, he's like, oh, yep, that makes sense, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's kind of been from 8 o'clock to 10. And now I'm just heading off to Ponsonby to catch up with Paris in the office at a co-working space for probably 2 to 3 hours, just to launch the YouTube channel, because I want to do daily car vlogs. They're good. Kind of set myself a rule. I was like, every day I drive somewhere, I want to talk about either what I've been up to, a piece of something that's happened the day before, or something that I'm about to do that day, or anything informational. Education, information, and inspire. Those are kind of my 3 things. That helps us sort of, for me, just sort of give people a bit of an understanding on like more behind the scenes stuff, etc, etc. So that will lead us to like 1 o'clock, and then we'll go hit some tennis balls with Amaret. Got another tournament in Palmy this weekend, so we'll fly down there on Friday, which is cool. And then no doubt probably catch up with Jamie, catch up with Evan. Always stuff going on in marketing. The podcast run in Aussie's 2 weeks away, so that'll be good to get that done. Pretty excited. Podcasts are draining. They're good for business. We just had a big podcast go out last night with Plumbuilt Plumbing in Auckland. They're a nationwide plumbing company, which is cool. And just cool to meet these guys as well. So Paris does the outreach for the podcast, do the pre-qualified questions, and then we're going to try and knock out 8 to 10 episodes in Australia across Brisbane and Melbourne this time for over 2 weeks, which would be fun. 1 a day. Tried to do 2 a day, but it's too mentally draining. So yeah, that's good. We've had our first sort of podcast revenue come in, which is cool, supplement that cost. But yeah, as the views go up, the guests get better, the production gets better, the questions get better, we should be able to charge more money. So next year's goal, sell 200 grand worth of podcast advertising. The first one was it's called Plateau Payments. So they're like a invoicing software for builders to help them protect them against clients and they can get paid, etc. So yeah, that'll be good. Anyway, we're just in beautiful Ponsonby now. No $7 lattes today, that's for sure. I'll be on the long blacks and green teas. And then yeah, tennis later on. Let me know if you're enjoying the little daily updates, daily vlogs. Anything you want to hear or talk about or anything interesting, drop a comment. Have a good one.